Why Class A engines on a Class C ship? Can you vanquish anyone with this ship at all? And with 6 engines, I want some performance, right? Let's take a look. The results surprised me too. So first, where can you get one of these ships? Easiest place is in the Stroud-Eklund staryard in Narion. But they're not so cheap. Vanquisher 3 is estimated at 600,000 credits. The full list of places is in the description. Alright, let's do a walkthrough of our nice Vanquisher. Coming up the front, we see the braking engines. The funny thing about the braking engines is the fact that if you look at them while in flight, you'll see that they are emitting some, I don't know, their nozzles are like spewing out gases, but that's really not important. We go into the Stroud-Eklund Stability Pro landing bay, and let's board it. This is the companionway linked to the Stability Pro landing bay, which also houses the ladder going down into the docker. This is a Deimos 100 DP slim docker. And the ladder goes to the top layers. But let's first see what's here. Here we have a computer core. I love the sounds here. Not much to do here. But the computer core does give one crew station. Alright. But this isn't all there is on this layer. The thing is that this layer contains another hab, which is the infirmary. But to get to it, you have to go up to the second layer and go down into the infirmary. Let's do this. Climbing up to the second layer, we reach a Stroud-Eklund all-in-one. With a shower. There's a couple of beds here on both sides. This is a companionway with a nice porthole looking at Akila City. Walking back, we can see the ladder that goes to the next layer. There's a door here, which leads to a Stroud-Eklund storeroom, basically a filler. The door here leads to a Stroud-Eklund cargo hall. Now, the cargo hall is important because it leads to the infirmary. This is a companionway at the front of the ship. Again, not very important. But down here, walking down the path, we already see the ladder leading to the infirmary. On the right here, we have another storeroom with another porthole looking at the other side. And if we go all the way here, we can go down to the infirmary. The attachment of the infirmary on this side is pretty okay. I think nothing got lost because of this ladder. 2 beds, a pharmaceutical lab, and a research lab. Nothing much else here. Let's go back. Now we've seen everything there is on the second layer in terms of habs. So all that's left now is to go back and up to the third layer. Hey, hit that like button. Going up here, we find ourselves in a Stroud-Eklund engineering bay. This is basically just a long corridor with nothing much to do. And a door leading to a mess hall. The mess hall is extremely spacious. Yeah, I'm just filming here, so could you step aside please, Sarah? Yeah, thank you. Very kind. Anyways, the mess hall is big and spacious. We know this, there's nothing special about it, but it does provide you with 4 passenger slots. Let's go up to the cockpit. This is the Stroud-Eklund Kontiki B310. Alright, let's break this ship to pieces and see what we have. The first thing that we see is that this is a C-class ship with a reactor of 37, crew of 6. It has a single jump range of 30 light years and a total range of 1100 light years. Go to the shipbuilder, take a quick look around the ship. As usual, we'll start with the engine section. So the engines are 6 Slayton Aerospace SA-4330s. These are Class A engines, and this is very weird to me. However, each one of them uses only 2 power, producing 15,000 thrust. That means that 6 engines give you a total of 12 power used for engines, which is the maximum. Overall, this gives a top speed of 150 and mobility of 59. Let's move them aside and we'll discuss what can be done a little bit later. The engines are attached with a Stroud-Eklund Stroud engine mount from the top and the bottom, and a Teo Engineering spine in the middle. Same on the other side. We can already see the fuel tanks. Ballistic Solutions 800T helium-3 tanks, each storing 550 light years worth of fuel range. Let's move those aside. Now we can look at the shield. And the shield is part of where differences start to appear between the different models of Vanquisher 3, 2, and 1. Of course, the engines are also different. The Vanquisher 3 has SA-4330s, the Vanquisher 2 has SA-4220, and the Vanquisher 1 has 4110 engines. They produce less thrust, but they use the same amount of power. The shield, a Nautilus Fortress A3 shield, is a pretty good shield. It's a C-class using 11 power and producing 1215 health. It's not one of the best ones, but it's definitely not a bad shield. It's a pretty good shield overall. The grav drive is the SGD 3300 by Slayton Aerospace. 11 power, 45 grav jump thrust with 275 health. It is a pretty good drive. Actually, the SGD 3300 is the third best grav drive in terms of thrust per power. The Vanquisher 2 has SGD 3200 and the Vanquisher 1 has SGD 3100, which are overall relatively good drives. The jump range for the Vanquisher 1 is probably around 20 light years or maybe even less. In terms of reactor, the Vanquisher 3 has the Theta Pinch D9, which is the third best reactor in the game, producing 37 power and has pretty high health as well. The Vanquisher 2 has a Theta Pinch C9, which is an overall generally okay drive, and the Vanquisher 1 has the Cheyenne Pinch 5Z, which is a pretty bad reactor, everything considered. It produces very little power overall, 20, and well, what can you say more about that? Let's talk about weapons. Starting with the missile launcher. The CE-59 missile launcher by Ballistic Solutions, with 4,000 meters of range and 160 damage to both hull and shield, using 3 power, is the third best weapon or missile weapon in the game. Which is kind of weird because the Vanquisher 2 has the Devastator 1500, which is a pretty bad missile launcher, but the Vanquisher 1 has the ATL 270C, which has overall the second best damage in the game. Alright, the Vanquisher 2 and Vanquisher 3 both have ballistic weapons. The Vanquisher 3 has the Marauder 115N rapid railgun by Horizon Defense. The range of 800 meters and a fire range of 3 gives it an overall pretty good damage. Personally, I don't use ballistic weapons so much. I like to use particle weapons much more. But again, this is a matter of preference. The Vanquisher 2 has the MKE-9 Gauss gun, which has a much higher range at around 1200 instead of 800. And the Vanquisher 1 actually has a pulse laser. It has the Dragon 261P SX pulse laser. Lastly, the Vanquisher 3 has 2 Obliterator 250 MeV auto alpha beams. This weapon is the third highest damage per second particle weapon in the game. An excellent choice. In comparison, the Vanquisher 2 has 2 PBO 300 auto alpha turrets, and the Vanquisher 1 has 2 Disruptor 3340A auto alpha beams, which are pretty okay weapons as well. The cockpit is a Kontiki B310 bridge, providing 320 cargo and giving 4 crew stations. Let's move these things aside. We have some equipment plates here. Let's move them also. Here on the top layer, we see lots of Stroud mid bracers, some cowlings, starboard fore top caps, nose caps, move these things aside. And we can see the Stroud-Eklund engineering bay, which gives one more crew station, and the Stroud mess hall, which we saw earlier. There are lots of nice portholes here too. Let's grab them. Exposing the second layer. Focusing on this layer, we see some more caps, mid-bracers, and in the front we have a nose cap, the braking engine, another nose cap, another braking engine, and another nose cap. Let's move these out of the way. This is another mid-bracer which we can take. Moving these out of the way, we can focus on the actual stuff that's on this layer. And what we see here is the Stroud all-in-one berth, the Stroud companionway with its nice porthole. Here's another storeroom at the front, and another companionway. This is another storeroom, its own porthole. And we can see the cargo. The cargo on this layer are 4 times Stormax 30 cargo holds. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's move the entire layer aside. Don't forget the portholes. And we can see the bottom layer. So we have a landing gear, more landing gears, a mid-bracer, and more landing gear. In the front we have nose caps. In the bottom we can see the infirmary, which has no access to it other than from the top, which is kind of a pity because this is a mid-bracer. I would gladly have replaced this mid-bracer with a companionway or something. And here we see the Stability Pro landing bay attached to a Stroud companionway, attached to the Stroud computer core. And we have 2 Galleon S-204 cargo holds. Each one of these provides 1,480 cargo. This gives the ship a full cargo of 4,120, which is pretty awesome. And if we look below, we see the landing gears and the Deimos 100DP slim docker. Now let's cancel the modification and see what we can do about the engines. And this is where things became pretty interesting, because the first thing that I wanted to do was just to remove these A-class engines and attach better engines. So this is the SA-4330 engine, and we have a C-class ship, so I saw no reason not to put the best engines in the game. I don't care about the money. So when I try to put this, and this is probably the best engine in the game, see what happens. Look at the row below. Let's add 2 of these and see what happens. Just 2 of these engines, because I was really hoping like I can get by with only 4 of these engines, and it doesn't seem like it works. Forget the way that it looks. We'll fix that later. But adding another engine, okay, this gives a mobility of 57. 4 of these gives a mobility of 76, but the mass is getting very close to the limit where we'll start to lose jump range. But notice that the top speed is still not 150 as before. If we take yet another engine, we still don't get the top speed of 150. And the equipment power is already at 36 out of 37. So is this a good idea? I don't know. But it was pretty surprising to me, because I was pretty sure that these engines, being as good as they are, would do a lot better job with the A-class engines. I was kind of annoyed that they weren't. So that's it. My recommendation, I love this ship. It's a pretty nice Corvette. If there are any more ships you would like me to review, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to hit that like button.